welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you guys here, all 25 or 50 of you. Hopefully you guys watch this, I'm not sure. Anyways, today I wanted to kind of address a question that I've been getting, or that I used to get when I worked in the aquarium industry. For those of you that don't know, I worked at Top Shelf Aquatics for a little while, like a year or year and a half. I don't remember, it's been so long. But since then I left, finished engineering school and stuff like that. But I'm still in hobby, I still do this stuff. It's just not really like, I have an Instagram and stuff, same name as the YouTube channel. I just haven't posted in a while. But I used to get a question all the time on how do you mix like elements and whether or not it's better to mix or to buy like pre-mixed. Well, hopefully I'll answer those questions today. Just because I used to get a lot of like new reefers and stuff like that. Even on the forums, you still like, how do I mix this and what concentration and all that stuff. And I'm by no means a chemist, nor do I enjoy chemistry because it's pretty complicated sometimes, especially water chemistry. But so today I'm going to be mixing alkalinity. I go through this stuff quite a lot, so I'm going to be mixing a pretty big batch. So yeah, what alkalinity do I use? It is usually cheaper to get stuff in the form of like a powder or something like that, just because it's dry weight, like it's less to ship and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty economical. So I usually go with powdered supplements and then I mix them with my own RODI water. If you don't have an RODI system, you should probably get one. It's like one of the first things you should get. But anyways, kind of the equipment that I have for this that you don't really need because this is kind of overkill is going to be a scale. You kind of do need this just because you want to measure out the right amount of substance to mix. So, I mean, a kitchen scale works. This is just a little kitchen scale. I mean, I don't know if you guys can like see that, but it's tiny, it's little. It was like $10 on Amazon. You don't need beakers. I use beakers because they're pretty convenient. I only use them for aquarium purposes, so it's not like they're like contaminated or anything. Like there's nothing else I use these for. Then you just wash them out with soap and water. If you want to sterilize, you can do like ethyl alcohol. But anyways, just turn on your scale and place your beaker, and it's going to weigh something, and it should have a little tare function, so you just hit that. Unfortunately, maybe you guys can't see that, but yeah, I mean, you're just going to tare it. Make sure it says 0 when the beaker is on there. That pretty much means you're ready to start putting in your powder. I use this stuff. It's pretty good. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's KH Buffer by Aquaforest. This is sodium bicarbonate. Just because I don't have a doser, so I'm dosing kind of, you know, like 80 milliliters at a time, which is pretty high a dosage. If you get soda ash and do that, it's not good because it is gonna mess with your pH too much. So I use the sodium bicarb for large dosages, like, you know, like if you're doing 1 DKH dosages, use sodium bicarb. It's not going to affect your pH as much as the soda ash would. So yeah, that's why I use that. I mean, you could also do like calcium, magnesium. I use Brightwell stuff usually, just because it goes, I have like a calculator I use for all this stuff, and all this stuff is on the calculator. So that way I don't have to like do the math by hand, because I do enough math in engineering school. So then I have a stirrer. This is a magnetic stirrer. It's gonna use like these little stirring sticks, and these are just Teflon. So it's Teflon coated magnets. They're non-reactive, or they should be non-reactive. So they're not really gonna like, or they're not supposed to leach anything or anything like that. So you just drop that in there. This is clean RODI water, about 2 liters. The instructions on this say 80 grams per liter, or per 1,000 milliliters. So we're gonna do 160 grams today. And you don't need a stirrer. You can literally just put it in like a jug and shake it. That should be totally fine. but I have a stirrer, so we're gonna use the stirrer. You also need a funnel. This is just gonna help you pour this liquid into this container. And then these are just jugs from bulk resupply. They didn't have the clear ones. I don't like these ones because they're not clear. But you can still see the level of liquid. It's not like, I just like the clear ones. So, but they had these, so I got those. You can use these. These are gonna be for substances that degrade with light. So I'm not really sure off the top of my head because I usually look it up before I mix the substance, but like some of our aquarium substances are better off in here because if you're not going to use them right away, light can, just degrade the solution. So I have these on hand just in case I have to mix up something like that. And I don't like mixing things, so I mix stuff in like big batches. So yeah, cool. So this is like the biggest spoon I have. It's a third cup. I don't know where the cup went, but I'm not gonna worry about it. So I'm just gonna make sure this is on, tare it, and you literally just spoonfuls. 80 grams is quite a lot. So we're going for 160 grams. I'm at 158. It doesn't really have to be like really accurate. 160.3. Okay, that's good enough for me. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, cool. So like I said, the only reason I get this one for sodium bicarb is because they have a very convenient online calculator and it's pretty good. Whatever the calculator tells me to dose, I dose it and I check with my henna checker and it's pretty accurate as to what the level was as opposed to what it should be after dosing. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So we're gonna turn on a stir. It's gonna stir and it's pretty cool. And then we just add this. So a lot of times when you're adding your substance to your water, I don't know if you guys can see that on camera. I'm pretty sure you can. But not all of it will dissolve all the way. You're gonna have some on the bottom here. If that happens, just heat up the water. Like you can get a pot of boiling water going while you're doing this, and then just take this and put it in the pot. Make sure the water level doesn't obviously go over the edge or anything like that in the pot. But wait like a few minutes, wait for the RODI water to heat up, and then you can start mixing again and it should mix all the way. Because some of these solutions can be pretty saturated, so that's probably why they don't always mix. Also be careful, some of these salts or some of these kind of powders are salts, and they can cause quite a lot of heat. Like if you're shaking, I think it's this one, magnesium, inside a bottle like this, make sure you add the liquid first and add the magnesium slowly because it creates a ton of heat and that could degrade the plastic. These are like, the plastic will deform. I don't think it's a thermoplastic, so it could also leach things. Some plastics do that. I don't know if that one would, but that happened to me. Like I started putting magnesium salts in here and it just started like really heating up this beaker, which is fine because they're borosilicate, so like they're fine when heated up, but yeah, just be careful with that. Always add the powder to the water, never the water to the powder. For that reason, it can get pretty freaking hot. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. You guys see that I'm wearing gloves. You don't have to wear gloves. Some of these materials can be kind of irritating if they get on your skin. So like, always best practices when you're doing stuff like this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You should be able to mix all the powders in this similar way, or just shaking them in a jug. So yeah, I mean, it's nice to be back for this one video, and hopefully we'll do another one sometime.